Everyone seems to think that it's really hard to make a ton of money on YouTube, but it really doesn't have to be, because I found a super easy method that's allowed me to make $20,000 a month for years using educational channels on YouTube. And this method that I'll show you today got me all these plaques that I'm holding right now. And the thing with this method is I didn't have to spend any time doing all sorts of crazy research or even be an expert or have any experience in the things that I made videos about. All I seriously did was read off Wikipedia pages. But it's not just Wikipedia. Every hobby, movie, game, TV show, almost anything you can think of that people are doing for fun has these fan-made Wikipedias where hardcore fans of those subjects organize and compile a ton of useful information for people. But the thing is, people don't know about or don't want to read these websites. It's 2025. People don't want to read anymore. They would much rather just have someone explain it to them in a YouTube video than have to do the work of reading the article themselves. And so as YouTubers, we can take huge advantage of this.
Yeah, boy.
You see, all I really did to have that success was find some really good niches and then use Wikipedia and those fan-made wiki websites to compile really good information, and then boom, you can make amazing educational or informational videos. And even on one of the most recent channels I did this on, the very first video that we posted using this method got over 900,000 views, and the channel today has over 100,000 subscribers and got me this plaque right here. And I've been doing this method on YouTube for over a decade now, so let me show you exactly how to copy me so you can get the same success for yourself. Now, first of all, it starts with finding your niche. Now, this is the only actual hard part, I would say, because it's the only place where things can really go wrong. And as a result, this is also the most important part too. So many niches on YouTube are just way too saturated, or there's just a bunch of people already covering them too. Now, since the essence of what we're doing here is making videos that share information, you're going to need to be doing some kind of educational channel or informative info-based content. Like, obviously, it's not going to make sense to read Wikipedias to make your content if you're trying to be super funny or have a crazy personality, right? And so secondly, you need to find the subject for your videos. Now, ideally, you want to find something that's not too competitive, but still has a pretty decent sized audience. Of course, that's easier said than done, but there's actually a very specific way that I've developed for making this pretty easy. You see, when it comes to competition on YouTube, it's a very clear situation of supply and demand. If you try to enter a market where the supply from creators is too high or the demand from the audience is too low, then it's just going to be impossible to grow. And I think what most people try to do is find a niche where the creator supply is non-existent. But that's honestly so difficult and so tricky to find those hidden gems that I've honestly just thrown it out of my strategy entirely. So rather than trying to find a niche where the supply from creators is really low and somehow there's still a magical audience that's been unfound, let's instead just focus on the other side of things and find a niche that has an extremely high demand from viewers for that content. And so the way I do this is focus on subjects that are generally just really entertaining for people, that people enjoy and spend their free time on. And so what I mean by this is just stuff like TV shows, video games, movies, anime, board games, even stuff like hobbies or sports or general activities or other genres of just things people find entertaining, like crime or storytelling. The idea is we want to focus on things that people have an interest in enjoying in their free time. And then within that interest, in order to be unique, you want to pick from a specific sector or sub-niche that's still a part of that overall broad interest. And so that way you can focus in on something really specific and do it really well and be unique and stand out from the competition. And the reason why this works is that because at the end of the day, these entertaining subjects are things that people already have an interest in. They're things that people are already watching right now and want to see more of. And so these viewers aren't going to care about your experience or your knowledge or your history of skill set, whatever you've got, because they just want to learn more about the thing that they already like and enjoy. Like, they don't need to be convinced that you're some crazy movie director in order for you to give them a video about some fun facts about their favorite movie. And so the idea here is that you just want to focus on something that's really specific within that overall interest. So let's say you want to make videos about sports. You could do a channel about basketball and then make videos only about how to play defense. Or if you're doing video games, maybe make a channel about one specific video game and then focus on like one specific part within that one specific game. Or if you're doing a beauty channel, maybe you cover only like eye makeup only. The idea here is you just want to start your channel by focusing in on one really specific thing that's a part of the overall broad thing that people are entertained by. And by focusing in on something that specific, you can become like the guy for people who want to learn that specific thing. And from there, you'll be able to be in a situation where you've got access to a large audience, but at the same time, you'll have little to no competition. Since for the most part, people on YouTube that make these kinds of videos, they just kind of try to cover everything. So you can actually stand out really well if you just focus in on one part of the the thing that people have interest in. And since we're narrowing things down to like a section of something that's already really popular, you're still going to have a ton of demand from viewers since you're still within the realm of something that has a very large audience. And from there, as you grow your channel, you can then expand into covering the entire overall niche once you've got that initial audience built up in the first place. You don't have to stop yourself from reaching that mass audience, but it's just better to start out by making really focused topics. So that way you can set yourself apart and be like the guy for that specific thing, and then viewers that are interested in learning that specific thing are going to be forced to watch your channel because nobody else is doing it at the same level that you are. With one of our more recent channels that we did this with, we did a gaming channel that covered the specific game of Roblox, and then within Roblox we focused on this one specific sector, which was this game known as Blox Fruits. And it's worth noting, by the way, that you literally don't need any experience or need to have any knowledge in the thing that you're going to make content about whatsoever. The best part about this method is that it works great even if you know absolutely nothing about your niche in the first place. Because I myself literally did not know anything about Roblox at all before we made this channel. You can see right here. I had actually never even played Roblox once. I just identified it as a good topic that nobody was covering and then played the game for like 2 to 3 hours to learn the basics. And then from there, we literally just made videos reading the information from the fan-made wiki pages. And with the first video that we actually did this method on the channel, which is this video right here, we blew up completely and got almost 900,000 views. And within a couple months of starting the channel, we had made $9,000 in a single month. Fast forward a while later, and I got this plaque right here. How many people who have never played Roblox before can say that they've got a YouTube plaque about a Roblox channel? I can. And so once you've found a good niche, what you want to do next is search through Wikipedia and the fan-made Wikipedia websites through Google searches. You just type in the subject of your content plus wiki or Wikipedia into Google search. And for good measure, you can also search through other information sources online or website articles or communities, and then just put a little bit of effort into organizing and compiling the information and make some fun, interesting video topics related to the best information that you can find. And from there, using the information that you find, you can make videos about it. And it's super simple. Since the viewers of this kind of content really only care about the information, you don't need to do any crazy editing or have some insane spectacle or spend hundreds of hours on your video. You just need to have good information to share with people. You can literally just share the information and visually just show examples of the things that you're talking about, either through recording some clips yourself or even just getting them from other channels and then commentating over them so you don't get slammed by copyright. And so that's what we did on this channel. We went to the Blox Fruits wiki website, read through a bunch of the different pages there, and then came up with some ideas for videos based on the information that we found, and then literally just made videos reading from the Wikipedia pages and used a mix of our own footage that we recorded ourselves and then some clips here and there from other people's videos that fit the examples that we commentated over. But just making videos with good information, of course, isn't going to be enough to get a whole bunch of views on YouTube, because you also need to make those topics seem interesting to viewers so that they can actually click on your videos in the first place. And so to do this, you want to present your video like it's this really awesome thing that has some cool, unique element to it, even if it's information that the viewer might have seen before. Like with our videos, we have this really classic tricks pros abuse that you don't video theme, which really hooks people in for what the content is and presents the feeling that the viewer hasn't seen the information before. We do all sorts of other titles like this, like mistakes you need to avoid making, secret things that you missed, the only guide you'll ever need. The idea is just present your video in a way that makes it feel like the viewer needs to watch that specific video over other channels. And this might be complicated, so really the way you can do this is just find anyone else that does this type of successful content in your niche and just look at their best performing titles and thumbnail styles and take those and then use them on different unique ideas, or at least in a modified way that makes sense for your topics. You don't need to overthink it, it's really that simple. And hey, you can just copy all of the channels that I'm doing this on myself too if you need some inspiration. I'm totally cool with that. You guys have my permission, and you can find all of my channel links on my channel page.
Well, voila!
And this whole strategy, I know, it seems a little bit ridiculous, honestly, but it honestly just works so well because people just don't read websites anymore. I mean, in most cases, people don't even know they exist, let alone taking the time to go out and seek them and then just read this random Wikipedia article. But at the same time, everyone watches YouTube to learn things, and this is really clear if we just look at the data. In fact, a report from YouTube released a while back where they said that 86% of YouTube users were using the platform when they wanted to learn something new. And that's literally over 2 billion people that are watching content like this. And so you can take advantage of this super easily by making videos that share information from Wikipedia pages. And I've literally been doing this myself for over a decade, by the way. This right here is the first plaque ever that I got from doing this method. And if you're wondering why it's different to all the other plaques, it's because this is super old and YouTube just doesn't make this model anymore. And to take this a step further for you guys, let's talk about what you should do once you've covered all the information on the Wikipedia pages. What do you do then? After all, there's only so many Wikipedia articles that you could read for any given niche. And even with our channel, we kind of ran out of content after about 50 videos or so. Well, what we did might blow your mind. We actually just started from the beginning and made pretty much the exact same videos again a second time. We covered all the same information, but just in a little bit of a different way, with a different title, a different angle for the content, and a new thumbnail. And we've been doing this literally for years, and it turns channels that might have lasted only 6 or 12 months into something that can last many years after that. Like our Roblox channel, right? Like, let me tell you, we seriously covered every single page on the wiki. There was just nothing else left because we had made so many videos already. So what we decided to do next was just try covering the exact same videos again, and it worked amazingly well. We just presented it from a new angle with a different title and a different thumbnail and covered pretty much the exact same information a second time. Sometimes we even use the same title as the original video just to try it out, but we found it worked best when you use new titles doing this. And overall, this worked great, as since the videos were spaced out by quite a few months, people would often just completely forget the info from the first video, or otherwise they would just be new viewers watching our information for the first time. And this content hack is what allowed us to push a channel that was pretty much dead at 60,000 subscribers into getting 100,000 subscribers and more. And to take this even further, once you've got a really good library of these types of videos, one thing you can also do next, and can make even more from them, is to compile them into these like super epic mega fact videos, like this one right here. This Roblox video of 182 tricks, blocks, fruits, pros, abuse that you don't, the movie. It's a compilation of 182 pieces of information from previous videos. It's about 90 minutes long, and this video took us actually about 5 minutes to make. And that's because this video was literally just a compilation of 8 of our previous videos all put together into one new video. We just cut out the intros and the outros and put everything together in a way that feels like one smooth video. And from this video, we literally made over $10,000. Look, here's the proof right here. And so as you keep making these Wikipedia videos, you can double dip and keep reposting them as compilations. And by the way, this is totally allowed by YouTube, because according to the reused content policies, it actually only is a problem if you're reposting other people's content. So you're actually fully allowed within YouTube's terms of service to repost your own content, as long as you're not completely spamming it and reposting it hundreds of times. And this is a strategy that I do myself on every single channel, and I've never had any problems with it. And I've talked with YouTube themselves, and they told me it was totally fine. And so as you keep making these Wikipedia videos, you can double dip and repost them as this one big compilation on your channel, usually about once a month or so. And with this strategy, we make about twice the money from all of our content with literally no extra work. And it's how I'm using this to make $20,000 a month on all the channels that I'm doing this on right now.
Crazy money.
So if you'd be interested in getting a full step-by-step comprehensive guide taking you through every single little detail for how exactly you can grow a channel like this for yourself, you can check out my free bootcamp at the link in the description, or use the QR code. And in there, I can cover things much more in depth than I could get into in just a normal YouTube video, including a really consistent method that I use to get views on the channel when I've got 0 subscribers. And I'll also take you through all the little details that you'll need to know, like where exactly to find the best niches and how to make the content and all the things that you'll need to know to succeed with this. And so again, this is a completely free bootcamp. You can check it out at the link in the description or use the QR code. My name is JeremyB, and thanks for watching.